Smooth 98.1, love music, love life. It is 21 minutes past 8 a.m. And apologies for the late start. I know you've been waiting patiently to take a walk into the grapevine with us, and we are here ready to bring you all the entertainment stories, all the gist, all the gossip here and there. You know how we like to talk, and that is what we'll be doing this morning. So, once again, welcome into another installment of the show, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:15 on Smooth 98.1. We take a walk into the grapevine and take a look at what's going on in the world of entertainment and everything within that space. My name is Ayokunmi. Great to have you join me and my very special guest in in the studio this morning. Well, not in the studio, but he's online. But you know how it is on a Tuesday morning. The one and only Irabor Okosun in the building. Irabor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Lagos. How's everybody?
We are doing good. You know, we are alive, we are kicking, and just trying to make the best of today. Carpe diem, as they say, seize the day is what we're
Yes,
trying to
so
do.
some
That's
people
what
have
it
seized it since 4 o'clock.
I don't know if you're throwing shade, but I will not rise to that bait. I will just keep my hands in my pockets for now.
No,
But
it's not shade. No. It's not shade. I'm just, hailing those who are hustling because of how Nigeria is.
okay. Well, shout out to everybody who is hustling out there, trying to make ends meet, and so on and so forth. You all are the real MVPs, really, and I really hope that your 2 plus 2 equals 4 as soon as possible. You know, no delays. You want the results right now. But anyways, what we want right now is to take a walk into the major stories, and you get to walk with us as well. So all you need to do is to send your messages in on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 is the WhatsApp number. We're also on YouTube. We are streaming live at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right, Irabor, let's begin this morning talking about Ayra Starr, talking about Benue. You're probably wondering how come Benue has come into what we're talking about on the grapevine. Well, it is a very big issue, and different things have come out of it. And Ayra Starr has found herself at the center of online backlash over her perceived silence following the tragic killings in Benue State that reportedly claimed over 200 lives. Now, the controversy actually began after the singer posted a casual tweet during the morning period, prompting an ex-user to call her out, saying she doesn't read the room at all. And then Ira replied, "We're not in the same room, babes," in quotes. Now, that response actually sparked even more outrage online, with many people branding the comment as insensitive and many others calling her post tone deaf. You know, and talking about what's been going on in Benue, unfortunate situation there. A number of our celebrities have actually come out to talk about it. I know Tubaba, made a statement about it. VDM was at the center, out there in Benue as well. I know Tacha uh, made a video talking about it as well. I think it was in the hospital or something. She spoke about it. Many of these celebrities and so on and so forth have actually spoken about it. And yeah, but I'm just curious. Do you think that because one is perceived as a celebrity or a public figure, that they are supposed to talk about these issues whenever they come up? I mean, what if one isn't inclined in that direction? I'm not holding brief. I'm just trying to look at things from different perspectives here.
See, I'll just be very blunt and objective about this. Ayra Starr did not say anything insensitive on a tweet about Benue. She didn't do that. The Benue thing was going on and she tweeted. Abinobiso.
Mm.
Now, Nigerians are misguided in some ways where there is this need for celebrity validation on issues that are going on in Nigeria. We don't need them. We don't need that. It is not compulsory for a celebrity to, comment or talk about anything. Yes, if they do comment, it definitely would get more coverage. Fine. But if they don't, should you now hit your head on the ground or feel that development is not going to take place in Nigeria? Those that are supposed to react to it didn't even react quickly. Those at the helm, they had to bring it to their notice. And the way they react itself was not even how they should react. So that's where anybody who is supposed to have any issue is supposed to direct their issues to. Ayra Starr is a musician, superstar, multi-millionaire, wherever she is, however she does her thing. Good luck to her. I don't think Nigerians need to be bothering themselves about if a celebrity should tweet or anything. I remember the time when NSAS was going on. I was still conducting business, and somebody was like, how will you be conducting business? There's something going on. I'm like, I have to eat. If they are doing what they are, if they are doing what they are doing, especially when they gave them notice that, oh, don't blah blah blah, you should know what the environment is where you're at. Sure, you understand what I'm saying? And we are too sensitive to certain things that don't add up. If we're being honest, let's remove sentiment and emotion from this whole matter. Sure, you get now. Ayra Starr's response, we're not in the same room. It may come off as shade. That one now might now be the one that is insensitive in the sense, especially when that whole matter was brought to her notice. It's something that she could have just let go like that. I can understand now from that point. Even safe, that one safe. Still on still. The same way the person came for her, she too defended herself. So let's stop all this celebrity baiting, celebrity this, trying to get reaction from pastor, trying to do this one, trying to trend, let's all quit all that. The only one I can even attribute to was the one that Oris even mentioned at a point when Wizkid and Ayra Starr said something about Diallo in the music, in a song, sorry. When he was attributing it to the Wyclef single that he released one time. You can understand all those ones. Sure, you get. But this one now, what is happening in Benue? It is not Ayra Starr's fault. Ayra Starr can't even fix it. The other time when we were doing answers where people were like, Davido messed up. I thought it was for the people. Are you waiting for Davido to go and stand in for? You don't go and stand in for yourself. Be there. Davido is sorted. If Kasala pass in Nigeria, Davido has taken his American passport out of Nigeria to America. So let's not be sensitive. When it is time for election, don't collect bag of rice for your vote. Vote for the people that can do debates. Vote for the people that can defend their policies. That is where it starts from. Then vote for your lawmakers. The lawmakers that are making the law and implementing and doing everything, those are the people you should focus on. Focus on your constituents. Focus on your LGAs, not Ayra Starr. Leave Ayra Starr alone. This one is not even about whether I have a crush on Ayra Starr or any celebrity. This one is not even about, this is objective take. Objective take. If Ayra Starr na my babe, if Ayra Starr na my babe, that tweet said, she not going to even date Twitter, they tweet all that kind of thing. I could just give my eye, say, drop phone. In fact, she's not going to even the whole phone if we date together. So let's leave all that one. Leave celebrity matter. Leave celebrity matter. All this one that we are doing, celebrity, we are waiting for the celebrity. Celebrity did not say anything about what is going on. The celebrity did not leave. What? They are human beings. Take away their followers and their bank accounts. It don't finish. Most of them don't even have sense. Most of them don't even know what is going on. Most of them don't. I'm telling you, most of them, if you engage with some of them, like you're like, man, wow. Good luck to you that you are fine. If not, it would have been bad. Do you get, like, they don't even know what is going on. Like, they don't understand the basic things, even the basic things of their own business. They don't understand. They just, so let's stop all that. It is mental slavery. I don't know who did the propaganda that if celebrity does not respond to something, it's the same thing that is going on with the Democratic Party now. They are celebrity driven. They try to get as many celebrities as possible to get votes, which is a good strategy. Don't get me wrong. But my point is, let's not lean towards that way. Let's remain conservative. Let's remain academically inclined. Let's also remain street inclined. Let us read, research, open your eyes. Leave Ayra Starr. Ayra Starr said, you don't even know capital of Benue. If you don't know,
Irabor, calm down.
I had an intern who was interning with me 3 years ago who did not know the governor of Lagos State. So leave that one. So you look. So that's where I'm coming from. Please let us leave celebrities. Let them do their thing. Unless they now, like I mentioned, directly talk about something that is going on and it is clear that is an incentive statement or whatever, fine. We can call that one out. Because yes, they do have followers and whatever they say or do, on top of that matter or directly, would have certain repercussions or whatever. But the fact that a celebrity didn't say anything or a celebrity was saying something while there was chaos going on somewhere, but they didn't even react to that particular chaos, I beg, leave them alone, I beg. I beg. I beg.
Leave them alone and let them be. You know what? First break of the morning, when we come back in, we'll continue the conversation. Tayo, I see you. Tayo has already planted his seat at the front row as he always does. Welcome, Tayo. I'll take your message when we come back in, and so much more this morning on the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Hey, Ira. Hmm. If not that we're streaming live, but I'd have asked you one or two questions about yeah, what you'd have been doing if you and whoever were together, but I can't we're live on
No,
YouTube.
she won't just be using her phone, Sha.
Okay, okay. But
She won't be using her phone.
okay, so she could be using a laptop, not her phone.
She won't be using any devices.
Ah, she'll be reading a book to get more knowledge.
She won't be busy with any other thing apart from me.
Okay. All right. Let me leave it at that. Um uh we're live on YouTube so that it will not come for me.
It be
My
like you
hands are
never see that girl give you some dance moves, some twerking things. It be like you never see.
terrible, I beg.
Hey!
We're going back. We're going back live.
Parade and carnival.
Oh my god. Welcome back into the Grapevine on a Tuesday morning on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. And I will tell you this. Well, first of all, my name is Ayokunmi. And I will tell you this. If you're not on the live stream on YouTube, you are missing out on a lot of behind the scenes sort of conversations that Irabor and I have been having here. So join us on the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can also send your messages in on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 is the WhatsApp number. We're looking forward to hearing from you and getting your messages this morning. All right, Tayo, let me take your message. Tayo says, me and Irabor are not in the same room with you. Ayo, that's in the studio. Me and Irabor are not in the same room with you, Ayo, that's in the studio, and it's okay. All right, thank you, Tayo. Pope, thank you for raising the issue. Otherwise, it would have been something else. Irabor will have to stand behind behind Omashe. He has priority, and then you will stand behind me for copy who collected secondhand dragons. Yeah, that's that copy issue. That's Ryan Fellow. Ryan, what's his name? I can't remember, but I mean those words were not complimentary at all. But that's a story for another day. Irabor, let's talk about the bench. Now, this one actually could, should I say, raise some eyebrows where Wizkid FC are concerned. What do I mean? Well, the bench didn't include Wizkid in his current top three Nigerian music stars when he was confronted with the question during a recent appearance on a podcast. Now, while he excluded Wizkid, he named Rema, Davido, and Burna Boy as his current top three music stars when he was answering questions during his appearance on the Adishokwe Live podcast. Now, he went on to praise Rema for his energy, Davido for his humility and consistency, and Burna Boy for his intentionality and stellar live performances. Irabor, I mean, if he would describe Rema, Davido, and Burna like this, I mean, what would he then ascribe? What should then be ascribed to Whiskey? Because I mean, for the longest time, that has been like the big three, the big three. Rema has been on the cusp of it, yes, but Dibanja has said, you know what, Whiskey out, Rema in.
But I don't think he typically said it like that. Oh, we're just looking for trouble. So let's set the record straight. The emphasis is current big three, current top three, current. As at today is current. Do you understand? Like just today's own environment, the ecosystem today, not all time, not ever. Sure, you understand my point? So we can talk about the current best basketball players. Top three will not include LeBron James at the moment. Doesn't mean that LeBron James isn't top three all time. If you get what I'm saying. So
Right.
that's what I think the band was trying to say. And even if that wasn't the case, Rema has praised the band before recently. So, of course, it is only right to do the same thing to the person who did that to you. And what Rema even praised the band for is true. Sure, you get. So now, Wizkid is still going to be in some people's Mount Rushmore, whether you like it or not. Wizkid, Two-Face, whoever, Olamide, however you want to look at it. There was a time Olamide was top three when he was doing his Olich and releasing albums back to back. Now, would you say Olamide is top three today? Do you get my point? So again, it is what it is. But what I like at the end of the day is the fact that we have so many artists that we can try to put in our top 3, top 5, or top 10 that are actually very compelling enough to be talked about. So Wizkid, Rema, Davido, Burna Boy, Kiss Daniels, Ayra Starr, Tiwa Savage, and co. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for making our music, industry what it is today. I just want everybody to compete well, to create innovation. But me, I won't enter this talking point. No, I feel the band is simply just answering what is current for him, and there's nothing wrong in saying that. If they said top 5, I'm sure Wizkid will be inside. So maybe the person should have increased the number to avoid all this World War III.
And the funny thing, you mentioned World War III because when it comes to these issues, talking about the Wizkid FCs, 30 BGs, and so on and so forth. When anybody has, should I say, a contrary opinion like this, like, okay, as the band has said, Wizkid is not in his current top 3. You know how, the Wizkid hive would come up all in arms and so on and so forth. I mean, it just goes to show the level of standship, and I'm trying to use standship in the best possible way because standship isn't always used in a positive light. But it just goes to show how huge these artists have actually been. And like you said, top 3 at the moment, not necessarily top 3 all time. Could that list change in the future? We don't know really, but at the moment, that is how it is. But I mean, Rema has done really well for himself to put himself in this sort of conversation talking about, top 3 or not. He hasn't been in the game for that long, but already doing bits. Can he sustain this as long as Davido has, as long as Burner has, as long as Wizkid has? Now, that's a question that will be answered in the coming years, I guess. But Irabor, I should put you on the spot and ask you for your own current top 3, but I will let it slide since you don't want to
My
get
current
yourself.
top 3 has never changed. It has not changed. It is Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid. Simple.
All time and currently for you.
Like, however they want to be switching, they will be switching each other. They are the you understand? Yeah. It's like with football. It's R9, Messi, Ronaldo, Henry. Simple.
Interesting. All right, Robert. Okay, let's still talk about the world of music here. I'm talking about one of the top 3, big 3, as it were. Talking about Davido. Now, he has announced that he will no longer be performing at 50 Cent's upcoming concert in London, which also features R&B legend Mary J. Blige. Now, the concert is part of 50 Cent's Legacy Tour. It's slated to take place on July the 3rd at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the UK. He made the announcement on Saturday, last Saturday, that's June the 14th, via a statement shared on his Instagram stories. Now, he emphasized that his withdrawal was not due to poor ticket sales, but rather a matter of principle and respect for his craft. Irabor, can you just give us an idea of what is going on in this scenario?
Yeah, so first of all, we need to acknowledge Davido, the same people we just mentioned earlier, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Rema, as global superstars, terms, as a global superstar. Now, there may be some requirements, just as with these artists, even some actors too, in Hollywood, there are requirements that they just put in their contract if they're to perform or show up or whatever, whether it's their trailer, whatever it is, even if it's performances on stage, the way the costume is supposed to be, the way the sound is supposed to be, how many people are supposed to be there, so many things may just be required for that whole thing, which they've been doing on average. So it may be a case of, you, this African Nigerian, this is what we are giving you. Take it if you like, don't take it. So again, there could be a lot of misinformation from the camp over there, not Davido's camp, the camp in 50 Cent's people that they are putting the thing together. So
the organizers.
The organizers, yes. So they may just have a lot of misconceptions. So it could be that because Davido, as the band mentioned, is humble, is this, is that. But again, doesn't mean that you should be taken for a ride. So if you see some things are not in place, yeah, and we are somewhat agreeable as a people. So again, we need to also be respected if somebody like Davido is going to be performing and there are certain requirements, which I believe it will not be too outrageous that he'll be asking for. So we don't really know the full scope of it. But when he's bringing in the word respect, Africa must be respected, So again, we don't have full details, but it could come from those respective angles. Who knows? Yeah. So maybe he's not getting the kind of treatment other people are getting, because if you're going to look at it, who are the global superstars in music right now? If you're doing top 10, a Nigerian has to be there, or two, or three, even self. You
Mm.
know,
Yes, indeed.
if you're
Yes,
talking about
indeed.
popularity, because look at the shows and the things that they're part of. So we have Grammy winners now. So again, I'm not trying to overshoot popularity or importance or anything, but I'm just saying I wish we knew the actual details for him not to put it. Maybe there's also a contractual obligation to not put out information. But then again, for him to say what he was able to say, it could probably just be some things that were required that weren't just given, that probably were just common, and other people are getting it, but he wasn't given. So
Mm. You know what, Irabor, it's very interesting. I mean, looking at what Davido has decided to do, he has said, you know what, I want, maybe I want X and I'm not getting X and I will not accept below this particular level. But looking at maybe Nigerian artists and maybe African artists in general, would you say, or from things you've seen, heard, or experienced, that this is something that tends to happen, that there's this level of, oh, because it's a Nigerian artist, a Tanzanian artist, a South African artist, we can just give them anything and they will take it. Was that
yeah.
what was that a thing? And do you think that that tide is changing now? As you mentioned, we have Grammy winners and we have mainstream, worldwide, popular artists coming out of Africa. Do you think that tide is now changing? That, oh, you can't just use crumbs or chicken
Yeah.
feed
Yeah.
to try and get us in?
Yeah, it is changing for music specifically. It's changing for music for specific artists. Now, the specific artists, they're growing in number. Davido, I've mentioned, like, you can mention like 10 artists that, okay, pound for pound, they will compete outside, and, their metal is up there. So, but for Nollywood production wise, we're not there. That's why they would give you, scraps for your content, because you are not, goes back to the excellence thing that we're talking about, where
Mm,
if you're giving something, you just have to put your best, so that it helps the identity of your overall country. That, okay, that statement in Bible now, anything good come from Nazareth. Like, really? Meanwhile, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ came from there. She understand what I'm saying? So nobody was even believing that anything good would come from there. So we need to change our brand positioning as a country, as a whole. And it starts with all the things I keep mentioning. It's collective, electricity, connectivity, this one, just you personally as a person, you are not accountable. How do you now want the entire brand to even grow? Sure, you get what I'm saying? So even our
right.
cars, the cars that they bring to the country that are brand new, there is a spec for Nigeria that is not the global spec for other countries. I remember when I was in Boston, I think it was 2019 or so, where I saw the same car that I have, that I bought, I get brand new, that when I went to America, I saw the same car. I entered the same car. I was like, this one not in my car. Like, this one not in my car. Like, I now had to check, like, this is the same Kia Sportage. I had to check again. Like, I was like, what's going on here?
American
Like,
spec,
I
Irabor.
don't, this was not here. Because my own dashboard, the passenger side is just a bar that is there to hold for support. I see they're expecting us to have accidents. Meanwhile, that other place has some different things. Like, I just like, what's going on? So we accept these things, because there's one, I almost said, a very bad word. There's one person or persons that are there where they just want to collect a quick buck and just diminish us. See, everything we're going to talk about goes back to the state of the nation, honestly. So until we are able to do those things, because they're not going to respect you when you go outside now. If you desire, no be that country, no be there. Do you understand? So
Yeah,
that's it. And I like that he's doing it. And I like that he's in a position to do it, because if it were a case where he wasn't empowered or he didn't have the resources where he could throw away a deal, because there are a lot of people who can't walk away from certain deals because some of the gas chop. So
that
I'm
is
happy that
true.
someone like him is doing it, because he's able to do it. So that would at least send a message, and again, the ripple effect that's positive would take place. That's my only hope for this one.
Mm. Thank you for sharing those very, very insightful thoughts, Irabor. Let's take a break. I want to come back in. We're talking about Miley Cyrus. We're talking about Alibaba as well. There's
Oh
a lot of
yes,
things to unpack before
oh
we wrap
yes.
up on the show this morning. So keep it tuned. The Grapevine will be back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Because of those two stories, don't worry. We'll take you to all of them before we wrap up.
All right, no wala. That Miley one, I really need to touch on that one.
That one, I had that story since last week. When we didn't get the chance to take it, I was like, I will leave him today. Irabor must address this matter. You know the fear. They play. Why is everything about money? Money. Money. Was not showing us this when you came. That's weird. All right, welcome back into the Grapevine. This is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life, and the Smooth Breakfast is what you are listening to. 47 minutes past 8 a.m. Ayokunmi here, Irabor also with me as we're taking you into everything that has to do with entertainment, all the gist, gossip, and in between. And you get to share your own thoughts. Whisper them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 444 0981 0809 444 is the WhatsApp number. You can also take a peek on YouTube, Smooth 981 FM Lagos, and you can also leave a comment there as well, and I will take it with the WhatsApp messages. Speaking of, this is from Chidozi. Chidozi says, Nigerians on Twitter are very funny people, for lack of a better word. They seem to be breathing a different kind of air. What has Ayra Starr got to do with what happened in Benue? Is she an elected official? Have we ever seen her campaigning for an electoral position? This simply shows something is deeply wrong with our basic education in this country. We lack political awareness. That's why we don't know where to channel our anger to. And I think, hey, this whole celebrity culture thing, that's why, celebrities tend to do some influencing and all that because they hold some sort of sway over the general populace, as it were. So there's that. Anyways, Rebel, let's talk about Miley. She appeared recently on an episode of the Reclaiming with Monica Lewinsky podcast, and she talked about how her provocative persona around her 2013 album Bangers impacted her life at the time. Now, if you know Miley, she had been beloved as a child star on Disney's hit series Hannah Montana, and her more risque image caused major backlash, according to her. She said at that time that that was a time where she got hit so very much, and it got so bad. She said her brother and sister didn't want to go to school because of how humiliated they were to be related to her. Caused a lot of guilt and so on and so forth. And hey, Irabor, if I mean, for those who remember Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana back then, it was a very big hit. She was beloved by a lot of people. In fact, I remember my sister and I used to get some books to use as gifts for kids. We would go to this bookshop, and then they used to have these Disney channel related books, Miley Cyrus and so on. Sorry, Hannah Montana and so on. So we used to buy those books after she came out in her new persona. Then we stopped buying those books because we couldn't reconcile. Oh, Hannah Montana and the new Miley Cyrus. That is how different both personas were. But I mean, she's talked about the impact that it's had on her from 2013 up until this point. Irabor, what are your thoughts?
You know what we keep telling people about certain things, the family structure, how you're supposed to behave, how you're supposed to carry yourself. This is a very, very clear example. First of all, it's not as if Miley was even poor. If you're going to look at it, my father was successful. She had a hit TV series. Everything was going on well for her. Now, there's a point where certain things happen and you're wondering, why would somebody go this way? What kind of celebrity are you trying to chase? What kind of person are you trying to chase? What are you trying to achieve with something that goes against family values, or at least goes beyond that borderline of just trying to be risque, trying to be edgy, trying to, go goth or go whatever, wear something short or try to get attention. We know marketing and all those things. But when it now gets to that point where you lose yourself completely, then you can't get yourself back. Then it becomes a societal issue. I hope people are seeing this as an example, as a reference point, because see, if you are going to have success that is going to trouble you in the very near future and eventually, it is not worth it. It is, if it's going to affect your sleep, just leave it. It's not worth it. Trust me. It's like, it's not in any shape or form now, whether it's success, whether it is even, doing bad thing, I'm not trying to sound holier than thou. Please, I am not perfect. I mean, Lord knows if I say Ayra Starr tomorrow, I feel fall for ground. You understand my point? But I hope you get my this thing. What I'm just trying to say is, let's not pursue all these things that would just make us not be ourselves eventually. It's a sad thing to see. She had a very handsome guy as a fiance. If you see the story of that relationship, you see that she used her hands, scattered the thing. She would have been happily married with children right now and still being an artist. You don't need to show body. Wait till even the body say where she show self. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to do all these things because it is a cycle. You're not going to live with it.
But I think Irabor, I don't know what could have been going through her mind at the time. She was seen as a child star then, and she was trying to transition away from that. I guess
okay. How did that work out?
Maybe she went about it the wrong way. Try to kill that childhood persona.
What level of experience do you even need when you already had a parent who is in showbiz? I'm sure the papa was even telling her that, my daughter, don't do this. But coconut head will not allow some people. Your father is already in the industry. You are already in the industry. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have even seen directly how certain things would derail certain people. You still went that route. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Donald Trump, no matter how anybody doesn't want to like Donald Trump, that guy does not drink, he does not smoke because his brother fell for that thing or fell from that thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So there are certain, if you talk now, they'll say a person, assistant Jesus. That's what they call me. Now, all those my DMs and this thing. No, like really, it's a sad thing. That kind of person now is maladjusted. She's not good. She wouldn't know how to function in a relationship. She wouldn't know how to function in normal settings. It's bad enough that celebrities can't even function in normal settings, but see, it's only God that is helping us. I always say the publicity and the notoriety that you're pursuing, are you equipped to handle it? Do you know what you are pursuing? Are you equipped to handle it? Do you know what it takes to be in that space? Now, why we know one hammer the way other people they hammer now. We like to go to the toilet. We like to go to the toilet with difficulty.
Speak for yourself, Irabor. I like my sessions to be as smooth can be, please. You're on that front. All right, we need to talk very quickly about Alibaba and some things that he said. Very interesting. And remember, we'll have to just get through this as quickly as possible. Now, Alibaba has raised concerns over what he describes as a growing lack of professionalism among some of his colleagues in the industry. Now, speaking on a recent podcast, the veteran entertainer recounted an incident where a comedian he sent to host a corporate event ended up making an offensive joke about the chairman's plus-size wife. Why?
So check this. There's this thing about reading the room. So they hire you, the wife of the man that hired you, especially when you came from Alibaba or wherever. You now see that the wife is plus size. You are cracking joke that if lion enter this place now and husbands are carrying their wife, the man will not be able to carry his wife to safety because the wife is plus size.
I mean, come on.
If this was a normal comedy special and you were just, a comedian and there was somebody who just came for your show, fine. And it wasn't who is paying your bills. Maybe that joke can fly. But you cannot be doing that one. Have you not seen when you're playing games with your boss and you deliberately lose just so that go be? But me, I know. But sorry, my papa they chop am for Scrabble or steady. Whether I pay my school fees or not, Scrabble they chop am steady. His birthday gift was Scrabble. I beat him with the Scrabble. So that one day, you understand?
And he didn't chase you out of the house.
No, which chased me out of which house? Where the house? Who get the house at the end of the day? I beg you.
Oh my goodness.
But the other things that he wins me over. But my point is, in this case where this kind of situation, no. And the funny thing, the guy said Alibaba was talking to him like that because Alibaba saw that he was shining. That's another thing with us where accountability and listening to elder advice na problem. They tell you, say, guy, this thing, you self should go and sit down and think about it. Like, she myself, I should not really look at this thing very well. But you are saying that the person they beef you. That's why the person is telling you something that is for your own good. Continue. That's the only thing. I always tell people, life will reset you. Like, know how life will reset you. So good luck to them. Shout out to Ali Baba Jare, one of my mentors. If not for him, where I did, I for no day there. Thank God. But if my Oga does something bad, we go still talk amo. But
I mean, just to wrap up on this particular story, I mean, looking at the person in question, I mean, receiving constructive feedback from someone as highly pleased as Alibaba, and you're trying to play it down like there's nothing there. Well, I guess some people can be helped no matter what it is. You can drag the horse to the water, but to make it drink, that's a different story entirely. All right, let me take some messages here. Interesting thoughts. Tayo says, it's the same thing. Okay, he's laughing at Assistant Jesus, and he says, it's the same thing, Miley, that's on Ayra. I think, no, but Irabor, I can actually see some sort of similarity, Miley, Ayra, persona,
Now,
make of
why
that
I
what you
want
will.
marry the girl quick, make we change You don't understand.
Irabor.
She don't want to be saved. Don't take her.
Tayo says, I think professionalism needs an ethical revival. Really and truly, in different sectors, it is very, very important. And Chidozie says, Irabor Abego, Ayra Starr na baby for where you deal. You na senior man. Now people like Naomi Campbell and Lil Kim suppose they admire.
I am sending the thunder that Thor created and the one that Shango manufactured to your place immediately. No be only Naomi Campbell. If I send thunder to you, sorry, Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels, what are they doing? Is it what I'm trying to do? Please be careful.
My goodness, you know what? On that note, we need to call it a morning because time has absolutely flown by here. Thank you so much for cracking us up on the grapevine this morning, and thank you so much, Irabor, for making it a fun time as you always do. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure always. Ayo. Good morning, Lagos.
All right, take care of yourself and have a great rest of the week. Lagos, it's been real. Thank you so much for being a part of the grapevine this morning, an extended grapevine. I have to add, keep it tuned to Smooth 98.1 and the Smooth Breakfast. It kicks on. More great music coming your way.